Draft Profile Series brought to you by Celtics.com.
There was no better story in the NCAA tournament this year than Georgia State. Dad coaches son. Son leads his team to a first-round upset win. And Dad, who's injured, falls off his chair on the sideline while celebrating. R.J. Hunter was the son, and his dad and head coach Ron Hunter is now on the line with us to talk about his son's draft stock heading into the NBA draft. But, Coach, first, I've got to ask you, how is that Achilles tendon feeling?
It's coming along. It's still a little bit sore. I was a little active in the NCAA tournament, so I didn't get a chance to really rest it. But it's coming along great.
Yeah, just a little bit active. We loved watching you guys out there. Obviously, you and your son are so close. You coached him during his college career, 3 years at Georgia State. How often and when was the first time that you guys talked about his potential of being an NBA basketball player?
You know, I don't think we really truly had that conversation until after his first game in college, to be honest with you. It was against Duke. And, again, you never know how good a player he is, or even your son. And he recorded a double-double in his first college game as a 18-year-old kid. So I thought he had a chance to be pretty good. And then, of course, we were in the CAA at the time, and he just had an unbelievable freshman year. And we thought from there that he would have a chance. And
here he is 2 years later. He's in the NBA draft. We know he's going to be chosen. As his father, how proud are you?
You know, I'm really excited. I'm more excited because he's a great kid. I say this all the time. He's a great basketball player, but he's a better son. And so I'm a big believer that great things should happen to great people. And so I'm really, really excited about it. It hadn't quite hit me yet because, again, it's weird when it's your son and not just, another player on your team that's getting drafted. Because it affects everything in your family, and he's still the kid that I got mad at yesterday because he didn't clean his room up. So it's kind of funny that he's getting ready to take this path, but I'm really proud of him.
Well, hopefully when he gets to whatever city he lands in, he can clean up his room there without you getting on his back about that. But as we all know, he was so great during the tournament, obviously carried the team to that first win that you guys took down in the tournament. How much do you think his performance in those two games has helped his draft stock?
Well, I think it did because I think one of the things that helped was that, he struggled early in those games. I mean, every defense, everything we've done all year, people would box and one, and all the defenses were geared to him, and he was always patient. And he would always find his time to be able to figure out a time to win the game. And what he did in the NCAA tournament is really what he had done for us all year. He had kind of let the defense wear out. He's kind of read the defense, find out exactly what was going on, pick his spots, and been able to find that he can make that. Now, what really helped with the NCAA tournament was that if he hadn't had the type of NCAA tournament, he may have come back. I think that once he had made the shot and we had won the game, it kind of sealed the deal that he would go ahead and leave and take his career and move professionally.
And we all know that he can shoot. He hit that shot from about half court. None of us will ever forget it. I know you won't forget it, and RJ won't forget it. But for those of us who didn't get to watch him all year and throughout his college career, what are some other things that he can do out on the court?
It's amazing. He is actually a better passer than he is a shooter. Everybody talks about his shooting, but he is an elite passer. He has a vision that's uncanny. A lot of it has to do with being a coach's son, but he sees things a little differently than most people. And I've always said this since he was about 8 years old, that I thought the strength of his game was his passing. Now, he is an unbelievable shooter, and he can really shoot the ball. But if I had to pick one or two things, he is a better passer than he is a shooter.
Clearly, you know him better than anyone. You know all the ins and outs of his game and his personality. What's something that you can tell us about him, either on the court or off the court, that those of us who don't know him quite as well, might not know about?
Great leader. I don't think sometimes people talk about leadership. Leadership is not something that you can work on. I don't think it's something that you can develop, in regards to you get better at. Some people are natural-born leaders, and that's what RJ is. I mean, he is an incredible leader. People love to follow him because he always wants to do the right thing, and he does it not only verbally, but he also does it with his actions. And sometimes those things don't match up, and it always seems to match up with RJ.
So he's a leader, he's a shooter, he's a passer. Now, what can he do at the defensive end in the NBA?
Well, one of the things I think going to surprise a lot of people, he has an uncanny way of blocking shots. He's really, that's something that kind of surprised me, especially at the collegiate level, the number of blocked shots that he has, either off the ball or he has great time in blocking shots while on the ball. Great off-ball defender because, again, he understands concepts, spacing, angles, and those things. He has to continue to get better guarding the ball, live ball dribbles, and he's got to be able to shut people down that way. And his long reach and his length will be able to help him with that if he understands kind of a use spacing with that. But he could be a great defender, a lot like Klay Thompson, because of his length and his knowledge of being able to play. He's got to get better at guarding the ball, and he knows that. But off the ball, blocking shots away from the basketball, blocking jump shots, that tends to be a great strength of his.
Hey, Coach Hunter, we wish you the best of luck on draft night, you and your family. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Hopefully you're healed up enough to get out there without some crutches.
I'm probably going to have to use my scooter and get around, but I wouldn't miss it for the world.
All right, Coach, we can't wait to watch it. We loved watching you guys during the NCAA tournament. Best of luck, and for those of you out there watching, this is the end of this edition of the Draft Profile Series. Make sure you tune in here on Celtics.com for more.